Yes, good morning everybody. Welcome to this session of Structural Engineering Design and Detailing. Today we'll be seeing one more problem related to the plate girder. As you have seen in the previous sessions, we were dealing with this problem with the plate girder, in which we had seen what is a plate girder, what are the typical components of plate girder, and specifically how to design a plate girder. Related to it, we had also seen the design of steps for a plate girder, and in the previous session we had designed a plate girder. We had seen a problem in the previous two sessions. It took about 2 sessions to complete that problem. Even today we'll be dealing with this problem, which is important. I request all of you all to please go through these problems, as they are very important. They carry about 15 marks, and these problems which I am solving here, these have been given in the previous question papers. So I request all of you all to please go through this session so that you get a thorough knowledge of this problem. Okay, today we'll be dealing here. You can see the question, it has been written here. Design a welded plate girder of span 24 meters and laterally restrained throughout. The span has been given here. It is a span of 24 meters. And as I had told you all in the introductory session, the plate girder is designed at that place where the span is more than 18 to 20 meters. So it has been given span is about 24 meters. You can see here. Next, design the girder without intermediate stiffener for the subjected UDL of 100 kN per meter. So he has given in this problem itself, we don't need to design an intermediate stiffener. About intermediate stiffeners, I had told you we have 2 types of stiffeners, vertical and horizontal stiffeners. The stiffener which comes in between the web, or in the space between one end to the other end, that is called as intermediate stiffener. And those stiffener which comes at the end, that is called as the end bearing stiffener. Anyway, he has given in the problem, we don't need to design that intermediate stiffener. About the stiffeners, we'll be dealing in the further problems. We'll be seeing the design steps, and the need of the stiffener also will come there. Okay, anyway, so the load is given as 100 kN per meter throughout the span. Use Fe 410 grade of steel. He has given us what is the grade of steel we have to use. So Fe is 410. So now, as we'll start the problem, we'll be doing the step 1. As I had told you in the step 1, what do we need? We need to step 1. What is the span it is given? We have to see that. So span is given as span, that is L is equal to 24 meters. Okay, that has been given here. And what is the load coming here? The UDL is of 100 kN per meter. You can see here UDL he has given as 100 kN per meter. But you can see here he has not given the self weight of the girder. As I had told you, when he doesn't give the self weight of the girder, we have to assume the self weight of the girder. Now here I'll be assuming the self weight of the girder as 150 kN per meter. Okay, let us assume self weight of girder is equal to 150 kilonewton. Okay, self weight of girder should be assumed around 150 to 200. Anyway, I am assuming it as 150 kilonewton. So this is 150 kilonewton is the self weight of the girder. Now we'll be seeing for per meter length what is the girder strength. What is it? So self weight of per unit length of girder. Self weight per unit length. So that will be 150 by 24. Okay, you can just see here, we had assumed the self weight of girder as 150 kilonewton. Now for per meter, what will be the self weight? We'll be seeing that is at 150 by 24. Let us calculate this value, 150 by 24. You can see here we'll be getting 150 by 24 as 6.25. 6.25 kilonewton per meter. So on per meter we are getting the load as 6.25. And here the UDL is also being given as 100 kilonewton per meter. The total weight, now we'll be seeing the total load coming. The total load is equal to, that is 100, that is given by the UDL, plus 6.25 is the self weight of the girder. You can see here total load is 100, that is the UDL given, and 6.25 is the self weight per unit length, that is 6.25. So we are getting this as 106.25 kilonewton per meter. So step 1, we have calculated the total load coming onto the girder. That is, you must have understood till here, span is given 24, UDL is given 100. assuming self weight of girder as 150 kilonewton. Now we will be seeing the self weight per unit length, that is 150 by 24 is equal to 6.25 kilonewton per meter. Total load we are getting as 100, that is from the UDL, and 6.25, 100 and 6.25. Now we will be factoring this load. The factored load will be factored load is equal to 1.5 into 106.25. You can just calculate it, 106.25 into 1.5. We are factoring this load, we are getting it as 159.37. okay, 159.37 kilonewton per meter. So this is the total load, 106, we are factoring it 159.37. Hope this step is clear with you all. We have simply seen the span and the UDL, we have assumed the self weight, we are taking for per meter length, what is it we are getting? Per meter length we are getting the load as 6.25, we are just totaling UDL plus 6.25, that is 106.25, and we are factoring it, that is 159.37. Now we will be seeing the second step. As I had told you, what is the second step? Second step is nothing but we will be seeing what is the maximum bending moment that is coming. As I had told you all, step 2, we will be seeing what is the maximum bending moment and maximum shear force. As I had told you, we will be, as this is a UDL, for UDL the maximum bending moment what we will get, that is WL square by 8. And what is the shear force? That will be WL by 2. We will be just calculating that maximum bending moment and we will be seeing the maximum shear force. Let us see that what is the maximum bending moment, that is given by MU is equal to WL square by 8. Okay, for UDL on a simply supported beam we will get it as WL square by 8. W's we have got W from here, that is 159.37. You can write this as W. Okay, that is the factored load. Okay, factored. WF factored load 159.37. I'll just put it here. 159.37 into L is, L you can see here, L I have written it as 24, that is the span length, 24 square. 24 square by 8. Let us calculate this. What is the value we are getting? 159.37 into 24 square divided by 8. We are getting it as 11475. 11475 kilonewton meter. 11475 kilonewton meter. Now let us see the maximum shear force what we are getting. WL by 2, maximum shear force. So this is MU. You have seen here. Let us see the maximum shear force. Maximum shear force is VU. As I told you, that is WL by 2. Maximum shear force WL by 2 VU. So VU, W will just substitute this value 159.37 into L is 24 by 2. You can just calculate this value. 159, W is 159.37 into 24 is equal to divided by 2. We are getting it as 1912.44. 1912.44 kilonewton. See, it is very simple. It is very simple if you understand. If you go in a correct order, the step 1 we are calculating the loads, and in the step 2 we are seeing what is the maximum bending and moment and what is the maximum shear force coming. Maximum bending moment, just remember it is UDL, so WL square by 8, and maximum shear force, that will be WL by 2. And the W we have just substituted this value of W 159.37. L is the span, that is 24 square. You can see here after calculating I got it as 11475 kilonewton meter. Okay, next we are seeing maximum shear force, that is VU WL by 2. W is 159.37, that is from the factored load what we have got here. And L is 24 from the span, and by 2 we are getting it as 1912.44 kilonewton Hope this step is clear. Next, what we'll be seeing, we'll be designing the web and we'll be designing the flange as well. Then we'll be seeing check for the shear and check for flexure, and we'll be seeing curtailment. Then the connection between flange and web, and next finally we'll be deciding what should be the size of the weld and everything. So till here, hope till here these steps are clear. We'll move to the next step as well. The step 2 is completed. We'll see now the step 3. In the step 3, as I had told you all, in the step 3 we'll be designing the web, and then next we'll be designing the flange. Let us see the step 3. We'll be designing the web here. Step 3, design of web. In design of web, we'll be seeing the depth of the web as well as the thickness of the web. As I had given you one formula for depth of web, dW is equal to, you can see here dW is equal to, in last problem also we had done, d is equal to mu into k by fy, mu into k by fy to the power of 0.33. So I had told you all we'll have to assume k. In the previous question we had assumed k as 150. Here we'll be assuming it as 180. We'll be seeing what is the changes we are getting. As sometimes it happens, this plate might fail in shear or in flexure also. At that time, what we'll have to do, we'll just check it here. We'll in the further session we'll get a clarity about it. So k I am assuming it as k as 180 mm. Okay. And as I had told you, Fy he has given Fe 410 steel, that is ultimate stress. So yield stress will be taking it as 250. Fy will be 250. Okay. So Fy is equal to 250 Newton per mm square. You can see here Fy is the yield stress, that is 250 Newton per mm square. Okay. Okay, here we can see K, I am assuming it as 180 mm and Fy as 250 Newton per mm square. Fy is the yield stress. We will be seeing the depth of the web now. You can, in the further steps, you can see what will be the change when we change the value of K. You can just see here, so depth of web dW is equal to mu. We had got the value of mu as 11475. You can see here 11475 into 10 to the power of 6, because it is in kilonewton meter. I am just converting it into Newton mm. So that is into 10 to the power of 6. K value we are taking it as 180. 180 is the K value. Let us see here now, Fy is 250 to the power of 0.33. Let us calculate this value, what we will get it as. So the value of depth 11475 into 10 to the power of 6 into, we are just seeing the value, I am getting it as 1873.41. 1873.41. I am approximately taking it to 1874 mm. Okay, this is the value of depth of web. I am getting it as 1874 mm. Okay, hope this is clear till here. It is very simple. Mu we are getting it from the maximum bending moment, that is 11475. K is, I have told you all, we'll have to assume the K value as 150 or 100 or 180. I am taking it as 180. We'll be seeing what is the change we'll get. Fy is 250, that is the yield stress. Fe 410 he has given. We'll be taking Fy as 250 yield stress. So depth of web is given by mu into K by Fy to the power of 0.33. Let us put these values here. 11475, I have converted, this is in kilonewton meter. I am converting it into Newton mm into 180, as 180 is also in mm. So into 180 by 250, even this is in mm. You can see here Newton, everything is in Newton mm. That is what we'll have to be careful in changing these values, converting these values. It can't be, you can't put some of the values in kilonewton meter and the other in Newton mm. So this I have substituted here. After calculating, I am getting it as 1873.41. That is, I am taking it as approx 1874 mm. So this is the depth of web what I have got. Let us see the thickness of the web now. Let us calculate the thickness of the web. Let us see the thickness of the web. We have calculated depth of web. Thickness of the web, we have got the depth of the web. Now we will have to see the thickness of the web. Now that is given by the equation mu by Fy was already present. We are just taking the k square to the power of 0.33. See, you can see this formula here, depth of the web mu into k by Fy to the power of 0.33. In thickness of the web, we are only getting this k down, squaring it, mu by Fy into k square to the power of 0.33. You can see, hope this is clear. Everything is clear till now, and it is very, you can see, just see the steps here. So we'll just put these values, we'll substitute these values, and we'll see what is the thickness of the web we are getting. Mu is 11475. 11475, as I had told you all, we'll have to convert it into Newton mm, okay, because all these values should be either in kilonewton meter or Newton mm. So I've converted it into Newton mm. Fy is 250, everything is in Newton mm. 180 square, k is 180 square to the power of 0.33. Let's calculate this value. What is the value we are getting? 11475 into 10 to the power of 6 divided by, we are getting it as 250 into 180 square. So that is to the power of 0.33. I am getting it as 10.96. I will just round it. I am getting this value as 10.96. I am rounding it to 12 mm. Okay, 12 mm. So this is the we have got the thickness of the web also, that is 12 mm. The size of the web, now you can understand what we have calculated. This is the web in I section, this is the vertical part. This I have got as 1874. This is the 1874, this part, and this thickness we have got it as 12 mm. Hope this is clear till now. We have calculated what is the size of the design of the web is over. It was very simple. We have taken the depth of the web by the formula dw is equal to mu into k by Fy to the power of 0.33. We had assumed k value as 180, Fy as 250. We have just substituted these values. We have got it as 1874 mm. Okay. Next we have taken the thickness of the web, Tw is equal to mu by Fy into k square to the power of 0.33. These formulas are very easy. Try to remember them. So we are just substituting these values, 11475 into 10 to the power of 6 by 250 into 180 square to the power of 0.33, that is 10.96. I am just rounding it about to 12 mm. So hope this is clear till now, design of the web. Next we will be seeing the design of the flange. What will be the design of the flange? We will be seeing that in the next step now. Now next we will be seeing the design of the flange. We have designed the web. Now we will be seeing the design of the flange. Hope it is clear till here. It is very simple. Please try to concentrate. You will be scoring about 15 marks. It is very important problem. In the first unit it carries about 15 marks. So I request all of you all to please follow step by step. It is not very tough or very complicated. Let us see now in the step 4. Let us design the flange here. If you all concentrate, everything will be easy. You won't find anything difficult, but the problem is with your attention here. I request all of you to please be attentive here. Let us see now design of the flange, and design of the flange also we will have to see the width of the flange, or you can say the breadth of the flange, and next what is the thickness of the flange. As you can see here now the width of the flange. of the flange, or breadth of the flange you can say. Anything means the same. We'll just see here BF, breadth of the flange, that is 1/3 of depth of the web. 1/3 of depth of the web. Okay. See, now we'll be designing the flange, width of the flange or breadth of the flange, that is given by BF, 1/3 of depth of web. Depth of web is 1874. We had got it as 1874. I'll just see here 1/3. 1/3 is 0.33, or you can say here, if you calculate it, it will be 0.33 into 1874. Let us see this value now. 0.33 into 1874, no, 0.33 I have just converted, it's 1/3, 0.33 into 1874, I am getting it as 618.42. 618.42, that is approximately 620 mm. Okay, just see here, width of the flange is given by BF is equal to 1/3 of depth of the web. Depth of the web we had calculated in the previous step, that is 1874. So I have just done this 1/3, 0.33 into 1874, that is 618.42, that is approximately 620 mm. So hope this is clear here. Now we have got the breadth of the web. Now we will be seeing what is the thickness of the web. To get the thickness of the web, first we will have to know the area of the flange. For this, let us see here area of the flange. From that area of the flange, okay, breadth into length will be the area of the flange is equal to mu by f, mu by fy into d minus aw by 6, okay. Mu is what is the moment, maximum bending moment, what we had get, that is mu. Fy is 250, d is dw, this will be depth of web, and aw will be area of web. Okay, area of the flange. From the area of the flange we can calculate what is the size of the flange, that is we can calculate the breadth of the flange as well as we can calculate the thickness of the flange. Let us substitute the values here. 11475 into 10 to the power of 6. As I told you, we'll have to put all the values either in kilonewton meter or in Newton mm. Fy is 250. Depth of the web, you can see here, it is 1874 minus of area of the web. Area of the web is 1874 into 12 mm also we had got. Size of the web 1874 into 12 by 6. Okay, let us calculate this value. Let us see what we are getting. 11475 into 10 to the power of 6 divided by 250 into 1874. Okay, minus of AW is 1874 into 12 divided by 6. So we are getting it as you can see here, it is 20745.0, 20745, 2745 mm square. So we have got, this is the area of the flange. Once we have got the area of the flange, now area of the flange is breadth into thickness. We have the breadth of the flange, that is BF is 618, it is 620. Area of the flange we have got it as 2745. We'll calculate the thickness of the flange. We'll just see here. I'll just put these values here. AF, area of the flange, is equal to thickness of the flange into breadth of the flange. We know this value and we know this value. I'll just substitute those values here. 2745 is equal to TF into 620. Okay, now thickness of the flange will be 20745 by 620. Let us calculate this and we'll get the thickness of the flange also here. 2745 divided by 620. I am getting that value as 33.45. 33.45 around. 33.45 mm. I'll just approximately I'll take it as 40 mm. Okay, now this is the size of the flange what we have got. We have got the size of the flange as 620 into 40. So this is the size of the flange, you can see here. This is 620 and this is, we are getting it as 40. Now it is up to us to decide to change this 40 mm into number of plates. It is upon me. Either I can take 2 plates of some other dimension and 3 plates or 1 plate. It is up to me. So here I will be providing 4 plates of 10 mm each. As I had told you, what is the need of converting these plates into number of plates? 40 mm plate will be very thick and it is not practical, it is not possible to connect this plate to the web. So in that situation, what do? Is we just distribute this 40 mm into number of plates and then we connect it gradually and we do curtailment also. So this is the size of the plate. I'll just draw it clearly, you'll get a clear picture. Provide 4 plates of 10 mm. Let us see now the whole figure. This is 620 mm. So now we'll be seeing, I'll just put all the dimensions here, it will be very clear to you. So flange plates, that is 620 into 40, this is 40 mm. Here I'm just, you can see here, we'll change it into 4 plates. As I had told you, what is the reason of taking 4 plates? Practically it is not possible. Okay, this size is now 10 mm. This is also 10 mm. Now this size, this is the size of the depth web, that is 1874. And this is the thickness of the web, that is 12 mm. Okay, now again this is this is 40 and this is 620. The top flange and the bottom flange, both of them have been divided into number of plates. You don't get confused, so all these are in mm. You can just see here, we have calculated the flange and the web. So the flange is 620 into 40. I have converted that flange into number of plates, that is 4 plates. You can see here, provide 4 plates of 10 mm, so 10 mm each. Okay, here that is clear till here, and the web of size is 1874. This size of the web is 1874. That is depth of web. You can see the thickness of the web, that is 12 mm. What we have got, that is what I have put it here. Again, the bottom flange is 620 into 40. This way I have just showed this side out. Okay, till here, hope it is clear till here. Now we will be seeing this section what we have taken of 620 by 40 and 1874 by 12 mm, whether it can resist shear and flexure. We will be seeing this in the next step. Let us see that now. In the next step, step 5, we will check for shear first, then we will check for flexure. If they resist, if they are safe, then we can go for connection also. Okay, let us see here step 5. Check for low shear or high shear. check for low shear or high shear. As I had told you in the page 53 of code book IS 800 of 2007, we require it for steel structures. Page 53, let us check page 53. What is the clause he has given on page 53? You can see on page 53, when the factor design shear force does not exceed 0.6 times of VD, where VD is the design shear strength of the cross section. So VU should be less than or equal to 0.6 times of VD. This is given in page 53. Page 53 in clause 8.2, clause 8.2.1.2. See, you can see here, when the factor design shear force does not exceed 0.6 times of VD, where VD is the design shear strength, then this is what we'll have to see. Now what is VD? For that to find out, we'll have to go on page 59. It is clearly given there in page 59 what is the design shear strength. You just change, you can see the factor design shear force on page 59, the factor design shear force V in beam due to external action shall satisfy V less than or equal to VD. Now what is VD? Design strength. VD is the design strength and it is given by Vn by gamma m0. This is in page 59. See, first in page 53 this clause is given, VU should be less than or equal to 0.6 times of VD. In page 53, VD, again what is design shear strength? VD is in page 59, Vn by gamma m0. Gamma m0 is the partial safety factor, you can see here. Now let us see what is in the next clause. In the next clause it is given. Now what is Vn? It is given as Vn is equal to Vp. Vn is equal to Vp. Now Vp is, let us write it that side, it will be clear to you all. Please keep the code book with you before starting this problem. Without code book you can't understand this problem. We require code book. In this whole subject we require code book. So Vp is given by AV FYW by root 3. Okay. Let us calculate it. See, VU should be less than or equal to 0.6 times of VD. VD is equal to Vn by gamma m0. Gamma m0 is partial safety factor. It is given in page 30, table 5. Vn is equal to Vp, that is design shear area. Vp is equal to AV, area of web, into Fy, yield stress, by root 3. Let us calculate this Vp. Area of the web is 1874 into 12 and Fy is 250. Let us here by root 3. You can just calculate and see what is the value we are getting it here. 1874 into 12 into 250 divided by root 3. I am getting it as 3.24 into 10 to the power of 6. So this is Vp, but Vp is Vn. Vd is equal to Vn by gamma m0. Let us see that here. 3.24 Vn is equal to Vp. Okay. Now what is Vd? Is Vn by gamma m0. Vn by gamma m0. Please take the code book for gamma m0. Let us check it in page 30. Please see in the page 30. It has been given as gamma m0. Gamma m0 resistance governed by yielding. Gamma m0 1.1. Let us see here 1. Gamma m0 is 1.1. Page 30, table 5. Table 5. Let us substitute these values and see what is the value we are getting. (3.24 into 10 to the power of 6 by 1.1). I am getting it as 2.9 into 10 to the power of 6. 2.9 into 10 to the power of 6. Okay, till here we have got what we have got. VD, sorry, this is VD here. This is VD, 2.9 to 10 to the power of 6. Now we'll have to check 0.6 times of VD. Let us check here, 0.6 times of VD. Let us see this value of 0.6 into VD. VD is 2.9 into 10 to the power of 6. 0.6 into 2.9 into 10 to the power of 6. Let us check this here. Into 0.6, answer into 0.6. I am getting it as 1767.27. 1767 it is. (1767.27). Now what we'll have to check is VU should be less than or equal to 0.6 times of VD, but VU value we had got it as around 23. Let us see here, VU should be less than or equal to 0.6 times of VD, but that value we had got it as, you can just see here, we have to just see the value, that is 1912. 1912.5 VU we had calculated in the start. 1912.5 should be less than or equal to 1767.27. So it is failing. This is greater, this is lesser, so it is failing here. The web is failing in shear. Now what to do? Please be clear here. We have done all this calculation. We have failed here. The web has failed here. This value should be less than this value what we are getting here. Now simple, what we'll have to do is here we'll have to change the thickness of the web here. It is very important. We'll just see it here. We'll do just simple steps here. When it fails in web, always remember, change the thickness of the web. When it fails in shear, I'm just changing it. I'll write it here. Change size of web. Thickness of web to 16 mm. See, I am just changing the thickness of the web to 16 mm. I'll just put the 12 to 16. Let us see here, this values will change here now. Automatically all these values will change. Let us check again now. 1874 into 16 into 250. This is 4.32. 4.32 into 10 to the power of 6. Okay. Again I am changing it here. Okay. Vn. VD, you have seen here, VD is equal to VP, Vn by gamma m0. So it will be 4.32 into 10 to the power of 6 by 1.1. You can just see this value here. I am getting it as 3.93. This value I am getting it as 3.93. 3.93 into 10 to the power of 6. I'll just put that same value here. 0.6 into 3.93 into 10 to the power of 6, I am getting it as 2360.6 kilonewton. So you can see here VU should be less than or equal to 0.6 times of VD, 0.6 VD this is. 0.6 VD. I have changed the web, that is to 16, from 12 to 16 I have changed. We can just see here VU we had got it at 1912.5 is less than 2360.6 safe in shear. So hope you all have understood. Whenever this fails, the web fails in shear, just change the thickness of the web. I have changed it from 12 to 16. I have just changed that to 16 and calculated again all these values. I have got this value. Now it is safe in shear. So hope this is clear till here. First, in the first step we had done what are the loads coming, then we had seen what is the maximum bending moment in shear force, then we had designed the depth and the web, then we had seen for the check for the shear and the flexure. It had failed in shear, we had changed the web thickness, and now it is safe in shear. So hope this is clear till here. In the next section we will be continuing this problem, as it is very lengthy. It can't be completed in one session, it requires 2 to 3 sessions also sometimes. So I request all of you all to please go through this session. Once this is clear, you will get a very good clarity in the next session as well. Thank you.